Okay, guys, we're back at it.
Yeah, we had to. I had to take that phone call from Mr. Paul Med. If you don't know Paul Med, he's the one that won on the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
fantastic.
But what we were saying, so what I was getting at is, back then, the fishing DVDs, they were really what we were made.
Everybody wanted them.
Everybody wanted them. Yeah. There was nothing around at the time.
But we didn't know that.
No.
We were just given the opportunity. I mean, it's great, isn't it? So, you get a media team or a film company get hold of you and said, look, we'd like to do a DVD with you guys. And I thought, Christ, really? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. It was like, God, wow.
Yeah.
And they were called Smart Fishing from Wales.
Let me ask you a question. When you were back then and you started...
I hate it when you do that.
When you started out doing all the videos then, what was the response...
I've only done two.
Yeah, but what was the response you got from like local anglers and anglers around? Did you get a lot of jealousy?
No, they didn't mind because... No? I think before that happened, the club had made its name through the features for TSF.
Yeah.
And a lot of the local boys, I used to get messages from them when I'd go to the shops like, oh, so-and-so been in today asking for you, Nick. Say, well, yeah, love the last feature.
Yeah.
And I think with that, it makes you want to do more.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're getting a good response, yes. And it's like anything, even with SAA, right? You get your knockers.
Yeah, of course you do.
But you never let it bother you.
No. You keep
because
going.
The majority like what you do.
You use it as fuel.
And we never did it for fame, fortune, or nothing. It's like, remember I told you about that day I met that guy up here and he looked at me on the beach, right, had me SAA hoodie on, and he said to me, oh, you boys must be making a fortune. I went, sorry? He said, you boys, you must be making a fortune. I went, no, we're not making any money. He said, what? He said, you're joking, all the stuff you do? I said, mate, we do it because we enjoy it. I said, all the camera gear, everything that we've got, we bought out of our own pockets. It just makes people realise, and I think back then, when we made the first DVD, they must have thought, oh my God, the quid's in. Never made no money, weren't interested in making the money off it. We didn't make any money for the simple reason we did it because we were given a chance.
You bought the rights to it in the end, didn't you, for the club?
Yeah, we had to, and then Roger Mortimer bought the rights off us.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big exchange of finances, nothing like that.
Can't even get the DVD anymore.
No. I've got.
Yeah, you got copies of it. But at the time it was big. But you come obviously after the DVDs and that sort of thing, and the TSF like with the 24/7, you sort of moved away from the club. Then
I got a little bit. I was upset really when Barney left, and then David Orr was ill. He was really ill, and then he passed away, and then TSF folded the magazine. Well, DHP Publishing folded TSF, but. The way, I was never upset about it, and for me it's a form of natural progression.
Yeah.
Like I was saying about this great competition being at the Spar, then the Macca's Camp, and now here, because it needs a bigger venue every time, and this is just absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
It's the best ever, this venue. I mean, look at the accommodation they give you as well. Yeah. It's not like this back then, mate.
No.
You know what I mean?
I know.
But alright, we're a lot older now, well at least I am, and you respect things a lot more, and I have got the utmost respect for every angler turns up at this competition
100%.
Because I know how hard it is to fish. And what I mean by that, guys, is in my younger years when I came up here to fish, before I ever got involved with the running of the place and all that, the most I ever caught was a whiting no longer than that bottle. And that was after...
But he was
8 years
he was up
trying.
to 3 or 4 o'clock every night on the beach at 9, 10 o'clock.
It was an eye-opener because you got anglers coming up here and they go straight to their beach mark and they stay on the beach all night. But they'd have little fires going and all sorts. It's great to see. Yeah. But that's how much, I think that's how much getting the mark that you want to fish meant to them.
Yeah.
Rather than turn up, because I remember because we were a bit naive when it come to this competition, fishing it, and we turned up one weekend and we went out on a Saturday morning, like the competition didn't start till say 10:30, so we rolled up on the beach at 9 o'clock, and you'd look up and there'd just be anglers as far as you could see.
Mental.
And from the top you'd have to try and say, right, yeah, we can get a couple in there, look, one there, but you never actually ended up fishing together. No. That only ever happened one competition where we all managed to, we did what everyone else did. We turned up on the beach at 4 in the morning. There was still people there, loads of anglers, but they was all getting together, chatting. That's what I love about the fishing, is, I said this the other day, right? In all my years of fishing and writing, and even up to this present day sat over you, I have never ever seen two anglers going at it head to head. No, never. I've heard raised voices, a little bit of pushing, you know, but I've never seen a punch swung. I know there'll be a lot of people on there going, oh, well, I was in this and that, you know what I mean? But I've never seen it. All the anglers I've spoken to are absolutely brilliant. They really are. You know, we never did anything with 24/7 for fame and fortune. We did it because we were given the opportunity to do it. Yeah. And you, even though after I packed all that in, I was still fishing, like TSF stopped, so I had a chance to write for Sea Angler. I didn't want to. You were lucky. I got you to write for TSF, and then you moved on to Sea Angler, which was great. I got Papa G to write for TSF. Barney was a fantastic editor. Roger Mortimer was a fantastic editor. Big Roger was a fantastic, I don't know if he's CEO or whatever, he's quite up. I got on all well with all those people. And then you came along and you started SAA. And I think I came to Seaview Angling, wasn't it? You was doing the
machine.
Yeah, he had a machine, didn't he, where you could fight tuna and everything. It was fantastic watching it, because Yorkie was there as well, Rob York and a few others. And I come round the corner, he went, oh, there he is, Nick, great to see you and that. And then I said, any chance of getting involved with SAA, didn't I? And you went, absolutely. Next minute I knew it was all over the internet. Everyone was saying, oh, why are you joining them? And I said, well, because what I was doing is now progressed to something else. And SAA have reached a higher level than 24/7 ever did.
You remember it, like obviously the DVDs when you were doing
because you were in 24/7, so you know exactly what I'm saying.
The way it come around at the time, because there was no fishing videos on YouTube.
No.
And there was no fishing videos at all. And we started. I'll never forget it.
But you were clever, Andy.
Yeah,
the opportunity was there. We
were doing videos on Facebook, and there was like the Norfolk Beach.
Yeah, the Norfolk Beach buddies.
Mark Hudson and that.
Yeah, Mark Hudson and the rest of the lads.
Those boys and us were the only people who were doing like photos. And it started off like photo videos and music in the background.
Then everybody
and I remember being
it,
at Lady Bay with Lee Greenaway, Shane Clark and Scott Mills, and we had a question come on the Southwest 360 page.
Yeah.
That's a lady.
Yeah, Southwest 360, I remember that.
We got in contact with these boys about having a fishing match against them, and some guy said, can you show me how to do a pulley rig? And there was 4 of us sat there. And I was going, one of you've got to do it. I can't do it. and then they were all trying to do it. And then Shane goes, we can't do it, let Webby do it. And they're like, Webby can't do it, he don't stop swearing. And I said, I'll tell you what, give it here. And I sat there and I've done it. And from then on, it just progressed and progressed.
You know, that's something I've never done, is swore on camera.
No, but you do swear a lot, and I find that very surprising.
A lot. Yeah, because even the boys in 24/7, when they said, Nick, we want you to do the presenting, you can't have him. No. Every other word's F. Yeah. Well, about fishing, but that's just the way you chat with your mates and that.
Yeah, of course.
That's my sort of life, working on construction.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, I worked on construction for like 30 odd years, and it was built in like that. That's how the banter went with your mates on the sites, the things you called each other and the way you spoke to each other. There was no animosity, because like, it's just the way it was, and I brought that into the fishing side of it as well. But I wasn't the only one. There was other boys in the club who used to do that. We got some
fantastic memories with Sea Angling Adventures, like from the time it obviously it went from Sea Angling Adventures with Andy Webb, then I decided to open it up at the time.
Yeah, that's when you invited me, wasn't it? Well, I asked you, didn't I?
Some of the guys that we got involved in it, some have come, some have gone, some were right for the project, some weren't. But some of the fun and some of the laughs. I remember being in the caravan with Rob York, Gav, Adam, and that, and we were crying so hard. My belly was just laughing so much. You were telling so many jokes in the night time, and you couldn't stop him. He was like a stand-up comedian sat down.
4 hours, wasn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
I remember Rob York kneeling on the floor, leaning on the table, going, Nick, stop. I can't laugh no more, you're killing me.
No.
He was aching so much. But it's because that's me, that's how I am. You know, a lot of people think they know me, but they don't.
No, of course they don't.
But once they get to know me, they think, oh, you
Very.
know.
I know you very well. We're one of my best mates,
I
and
know.
I can say, very loyal, very fun.
Yeah. I'll say it as it is.
Life sort of on the end of the cuff. Like you just say things as it is.
I just
If
say
you've
it
got
as it is.
something
A
to
lot of
say
people
to
don't
someone,
like that.
No, they don't. You'll say it as it is.
Yeah.
Even if you upset people, you'll say it as it is.
No, I don't care about upsetting anyone. If they ask me a question, I'll answer honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's not the answer they're expecting, then my answer to that is don't ask me the question.
No.
You know, it's not always going to go in your favour.
Right. So
You know?
as we come obviously through Seeing Adventures, then we go down a different line. Obviously, with what happened, obviously a couple of years back now, with thing which you don't want. Obviously, it's going to be an hard subject to talk about, but
Yeah.
it's opened your it's changed your world in a way.
Everything.
Yeah.
My whole life changed.
Yeah. You had an heart attack, didn't you? You went fishing one night. If Mike wasn't there.
It's weird because I said we had this little mark in Newquay. Some of the videos, you know, the outtakes I put on there. That's that mark. Yeah, I know. You took me there and you caught fish. I proved that in the middle of bloody winter, wasn't it? But you caught bass. But all right, not big, but doesn't matter. I proved the point. But yeah, we were going there. That's where my wife thought I'd gone, and where Jack had thought I'd gone as well. And because Jack was still living at home with us at the time, Nathan had his own place, and at the last minute we changed the venue. I said to him, let's go to Whit Sands, a lot easier to fish off the beach.
Grotto, you know? Didn't you?
Yeah, the grotto, yeah. And Mike said, all right, yeah, we'll do that. And it was so weird, man. We got down on there, it was the right surf, the right time, the tide was just starting to make.
It's a beach you fished hundreds of times.
Well,
but no, back of your hand, didn't
yeah,
you?
Steve Puggy had his best ever bass off there, you know. We caught loads of bass off that mark. It's an ambush point. It's a rock point where it just sticks out. And, you know, it's just great. It's a great place to fish. And then Mike was in front of me, putting his stuff together. I was on the higher rock, on the platform, basically, you call it, because, like, it's more comfortable, really.
Yeah.
And I remember putting my zippy together, put it in the rod stand, put the reel on. I was feeding the line through the eye, done the second eye, and I thought, wow, I don't feel that good.
Did you feel alright prior to coming down?
No. Yeah, I felt fine. I felt fine when I was on there. I was excited, you know what I mean? I had the head torch on and we were away.
What time at night is this, roughly?
About 11 o'clock at night.
Is it?
Yeah, 11 o'clock at night. And I was setting up and then I thought, I've got to sit down. So I sat down and then Mike obviously turned to see how far I got. And he seen me sat there and he went, you alright? I went, no mate, I'm not. And he said, what's up? And I said the worst thing to him I could have ever said. I said, I think I'm having a heart attack, mate. Because my chest, I felt like Gav, someone the size of Gav had hold of me, giving me a hug, really squeezing me. I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I knew there and then that I had to get off that rock onto the bit where the gate was, onto there. And I did, I managed to do that. I left all my gear there. Mike then transported everything as well. He'd already phoned 999 and they said, hey, where are you? And he said Freefy Beach, so they knew exactly where we were. And that's what the beach is called below, Freefy Beach. And I got across and then I collapsed on the rocks and I was out cold.
Gone.
Well, I thought I was. I don't know what happened. But Mike come over and put headlights up. We have really powerful headlights.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And he put them up face and he said, just look for the headlights as you drive along the cliff. And they found us right away. Ambulance crew come down. First responders, I think they call them, when there's two of them.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
And they come down. And next minute, I remember waking up. Mike had phoned Debbie, told her what happened. Debbie still thought I was at Newquay. So Jack said, right, I've got to drive to Newquay, but he didn't know where I was in Newquay. But then Mike said, no, we're not at Newquay, we're at Whit Sands. So she knew exactly where I would be, because that's where I fished with Steve for 10 years. Off there. The actual rock we were on, we nicknamed that Pucky Rock.
Did you?
Because Steve loved it. Yeah, he absolutely loved it. I nicknamed that Pucky Rock. All the boys I used to fish there with, they all called it that. And then, the ambulance turned up. But the weirdest thing ever, and this is gospel truth, right? While the first responder was there, I went again. And I remember being like this, and I opened my eyes, right? And there was a circle You see these downlighters?
Yeah.
There was a circle of lights around me, right? Don't laugh, right?
No, you've.
I thought I'd been took by aliens because when someone's got a little,
They're their headlights.
yeah, but they only wore small ones, so it wasn't
yeah.
big lights like that. But it was a circle.
No.
There must have been about
Like
10
the
in
lenses.
circle.
They're like the lenses headlights, no?
Bear in mind, I'm like this, and I've opened my eyes, and that's the first thing that come to my head. I thought, Jesus, I've been abducted, like, you know, because you can't see past the light.
No, you
All you can see is the light.
Yeah, of course you do.
And then I heard my son speak, Jack. Jack had come down, and he actually had my legs rolled up in the air, and he said, well, I won't say the F word, but he said, like, F Dad, I thought you were dead, you know. And then through that heart attack, I don't know, a lot of guys like yourself, really, I've got a bad shake.
Yeah, of course you have.
I can't stop it.
No.
You know what I mean? The more I try and concentrate to stop me shaking, the worse it gets. It's really difficult to cope with, and lots of other things as well, especially in here. So, which I've had to cope with.
What did they put it down to then? The lifestyle?
Well,
or?
I put down me still being here to two people.
Yeah.
Mike Comber. If he weren't there, I wouldn't be sat here with you now. So, but Mike's old school.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do, and he don't hold me to it for life.
No, he's a
you know what I mean?
I've got
He's
a lot
that
of
good a
time for
mate.
Mike.
You know, I love the guy to bits, I really do. And my wife Debbie, without her, I wouldn't be here now either, mate, because she basically does everything for me.
Looks after
you know. Yeah, she does.
She's a diamond, mate.
She was worried about me coming up this time because she knows what I'm like with you, mate. You know what I mean? It's just.
You behave. We're like I don't know. We're so much alike,
It's
but
brilliant.
the age difference. But it doesn't matter when we're together.
How old are
because
you
the
now?
thing, 43.
Right, and I'm 69.
Yeah.
I'm 70 next
But
year.
we've always been like it.
Yes.
Very, very similar.
But I'll always be like it until I drop dead because
Yeah.
I can't help having a laugh. I love it, and that's why I
Peter
like.
Pan at Arts,
That's
I
why I
told
like
you.
meeting these
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Kev Bramwood. I mean, I think Kev's getting on for his 60s now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter when I meet him again. Every time. That's what I love about the fishing community and your mates that you meet, right? And I've had a few phone calls tonight from some of the lads that can't wait to get here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just. When you meet them, you might not have seen them for 3 years or 4 years, but it's like you've seen them yesterday.
Yeah.
When you get together.
Those Hartlepool boys are brilliant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I
brilliant.
remember that.
I can't remember all their names.
Craig was one of them, wasn't he?
Craig yeah.
Craig.
I'll speak to him a little bit.
He
here and
messaged
there.
me the other day.
Lovely boy.
He
Lovely
messaged
boy.
me the
But,
other
yeah,
day.
they always make the time. They always come up and speak. And there's loads of different groups. I don't know half the names, but as soon as I see their face, I'm like, mate,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's right,
Lovely
yeah.
lads. I don't know if you remember, there was a little Welsh lad that come up one year. He does a little bit on YouTube here and now, and I'll subscribe to him. I don't watch a
Is
lot
he
of
the one that
YouTube
said he's
too.
going to win everything?
Oh, he was a lovely. Yeah, he was. Remember him?
He was the loudest
He's a
guy in the
bass
room,
angler.
wasn't he?
He's the last bass angler,
Yeah.
and he does a lot of bass fishing
Yeah,
in
he's a
South
good
Wales.
boy,
So
he was.
I don't watch a lot of like obviously other fishing stuff on YouTube, but I do follow him, and he goes out and he lovely. He got a bit like you. Got a bit of like comedian sort of side to him and that, and that's what I like about this conversation as well. It's just seeing people over and over
It
again,
is.
same faces.
You get in that room from Thursday onwards, it's banter after banter, you know. I mean, I got Mike Larkin, he's rung me, I can't wait to see him again. Richard Minty, you know, I mean, just Gary Pye.
Yeah.
Gary's phoned me and he sent me a message. I'm hoping to get there over the weekend. He wasn't too sure with the weather and the forecast and that, you know, because as you know,
he's
Gary
normally
wrote,
emotional, Gary.
Gary, I used to follow Gary when he wrote for TSF.
TSF,
He loved his stories,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And always smiling.
Yeah.
But I need to tell you this story about when I first met the most
George Smith.
smiling
Yeah.
person, right, I've ever photographed is George Smith.
Yeah.
I think he is brilliant.
Yeah.
And how I met George is that when I was up here with 24/7 one week, we didn't know where to fish, so we followed a few lads that we knew were going to a fishing mark one morning, and I just said to Sean, follow them. I said, you can see the rods in the car. I said, I think they're locals and they know where we're going. So we did, we followed them, we went all the way down this road, and then there was a gate, and the road stopped, and the cliff was right there, like, you know what I mean? So I'm chatting to these boys with Vinny and Sean, and I think Andy Moose and a few other boys were getting all gear out, and George Smith turned up, right? Bearing in mind, I never knew who George Smith was, right? But all I heard, while I was in a different conversation, so he was like from here to the camera away where Joe sat, and I heard the word slap. So I turned around, I thought, this bloke wants to fucking go. You know what I mean? So I turned around like, and I walked up over, and there's this guy stood there, his black hair, big smile on his face, t-shirt, big waders on, big white bucket and one rod with the reel on it, right? And I said, all right. He said, yeah. He said, have you got slaps? Like, answer me. That's it. I thought he was saying, I'll give you a slap to one of the other lads, because he might have said something to him. And I went, no, what's that? He said, slaps, black lug.
Black lug.
I didn't know what slaps meant, but I found out from him.
Yes, I suppose.
You throw the lug.
Yeah,
like
slaps,
fresh blacks they are, they're not frozen.
And they harden up.
And they tighten up.
Yeah,
and he explained that to me. And we went, well, no, we got frozen black lug. He said, well, you might do all right, boys. So I said, where are you fishing? And he said, oh, along here.
Houston, wasn't it?
So we started I think it was that way. We started getting all our gear, and he disappeared into the distance, George, literally. But when we looked up the coastline, it sort of went like that, and you know, obviously it went around, so the rest of it was out of sight. That's where there were a load of anglers congregated up there. But that's how I met George Smith, right? And then obviously George has done amazing things for the Flatty Bass for this competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's George. His personality, I think, shines through.
Lovely guy.
But he's the most. I've never met a man that smiles as much as him. No. He is just someone that everyone wants to meet. Yeah. And I never knew at the time that he was an England international. You know? But I can understand now why he is. Not only is he a fantastic fisherman, he's a fantastic guy. He really is. I just get on so well with him. And I remember 2 years ago when I was up here with you, we was at the Flatty Bash, and you had the railings up there where we interviewed a few people, and then we went to that lower deck where the disabled guys were on. Yeah, that's right. You were interviewing him, weren't you? And then I looked up, and George was leant on the railings like that. I went, all right, mate, and he went, it's getting too big, Nick. And I said, what's up? He said, got to open up another beach. Yeah, you had to open up another beach because there was so many people doing the Flatty Bass. All because of that guy.
Do you remember the first year?
You know? What, up here?
The first year with the Flatty Bass. It was at the back of the camp, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was out here, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at the back of the camp.
Yeah. Where you could get down. You can't now.
No, we went far left. We walked ages and ages and ages.
We did, Yeah, because then everyone was after the big flounders, weren't they? You know, but I mean, like
numbers game.
When Rob Bond won his section here a few years ago, he was catching the little dabs, wasn't it? Little dabs, dab after dab after dab, free shots he was getting. And I remember doing a bit for TSA, not for TSA, for SAA there.
Yeah, he did.
I think Joe was there filming it as well, and. While I was setting up talking to the camera, I turned around, he's got 3 fish on.
Yeah, yes.
He was that quick like, but I mean, that is match fishing, you know. And I remember walking along a beach and seeing Neville Charlesworth, like, and he's not cracking angler, and he was launching them out, literally, you know. It's just, all the guys along there were just getting dab after dab, and it was quite a good turnout as well. And it's just got better and better and better, you know. But a lot of people, they seem to know what zone they want to pick. And that's what I like about it. When you go in that hole and they're all queued up, and you see them coming through and sign their registration.
That's the match angler, isn't it?
Yeah, but they put their hand in, don't they? And they pick out that board.
And they want that one there.
They're thinking, oh, I want some tea. I want some tea. You know, and it's like, you can see the look on their face when they pull that snooker ball out, like what colour it is. And what zone they're going to be in.
They took Mappleton out, so we were told today, didn't they?
Yeah.
So Mappleton's out of the equation now, but they've opened one of the Bridlington South beaches, so it gets a bit bigger. But
I'll be honest with you, when we walked up the back of the camp today to have a look, I can't believe how much that area has changed since I last come up.
Definitely.
Because we used to drive up through the caravans, park up, walk down over the bank. Do you remember, Joe? And you had the big stones
Yeah,
there, remember?
yeah, yeah.
And we did some filming there.
He had a fish on there, cod, didn't he?
Yeah, you can't even get down there now.
No.
Joe went up to get some water today, didn't he? For your
Glowdog.
yeah, yellowtails. But he couldn't get down there. You had to walk all the way along cliff. He must have walked quarter of a mile before he could get down to get water. You know.
So before we finish it off.
Hope I ain't bored anybody with this.
No, it's something what I know a lot of people is going to enjoy, and this is why we sat down today and done it. We're going to do it. There's a lot of filming we've got going to put together over the next couple of months. Obviously, it's coming up with new different things and stuff. I'm going to do another specimen hunter, which Nick's going to present. It's going to come to you later on in the year.